Fair enough, Magisteria. Four ads? I am so sorry. What the actual frick? I am so sorry. Wow. Hi. You missed all four ads while logging in? Well, that's good. Unfortunately, it sounds like Gray didn't miss the ads. Anyway, it's public domain movie night. Because I honestly kind of feel like trash tonight. But I feel way better than I did this morning, so at least that's good. Unique experience today? Alright, we'll talk about it off stream. Anyway, I cannot guarantee that the captions are going to be any good on this movie. There will be no science fact at all in this movie. This is a sci-fi horror film from the early 1960s that I found on archive.org. I have never seen it before, but it sounds delightfully terrible. The comments all recommend watching while baked off your ass. So if you've got it, smoke it. I'm just saying. We're going to have some fun tonight. 92% of the facts in this film will be 35.5% accurate 32.389% of the time. That's quite specific, Gray. Take the whole damn bait. I've got my own. See you in a minute, Magisteria. Anyway, I'll wait for Magisteria to get back to the office. I know. I'm so sorry. I've got a feeling you're gonna need it for this movie. Okay, hold up. That's gonna be too loud for you, isn't it? Don't have it to smoke, but I'll be sure to drink it. Yeah, drink it if you've got it too. I hope that did that caption just say old? There wasn't even any speaking there. Let me know if you need the volume adjusted any. No worries, if 92% of the facts in this film are right about 2/3 of the time, that's fine. It was a courtesy caption. Well, it was an accurate courtesy caption, I'll give it that much. can't move the captions on my screen, so you may want to move my captions if you're using my captions so you can see the movie's captions.
I won't be a minute.
Try to get it through your head, Jeanette. I only came in to tell you goodbye.
Hang on. Those captions are completely wrong. I know because Windows Captions is also running, and...
Goodbye. Pierre!
It's all over. You had your choice. Either me or the so-called profession you're working at. You're still working, so that means I'm through.
Oh, please don't treat me like this. You know your ship is about to sail.
Better for us. It's easier if I go away.
They're already starting things off by taking the clothes off.
Already. You know we belong to each other, Pierre.
Oh,
it wouldn't be a terrible 1960s movie without the clothes coming off within the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Better move on. There's a mob of people out there. They want you to do another number.
I won't do another number. I'm fed up with this job.
I wonder what this profession that she's working at is. Is she a stripper or something? Is that why he has such a problem with it? Insert southern accent. Frankly, my dear, I don't get it. She's already dead! She's already dead! Aw, damn, no she's not.
Miss Marino, you haven't eaten anything today either. I thought you might like a nice cup of tea. It's been almost 3 months, hasn't it? Yes, more or less.
These captions are awful.
2 more days now. I could read the truth. In the eyes of Professor Moray, there isn't a bit of hope for me. Mutilated. Disfigured.
She had the face of a Karen and the body of one, too.
Forever. You might
She
as well
wasn't
be
quite
prepared
old
for
enough
that.
yet. Though
But
by
it won't
now
make
she
any
probably
difference to
is.
someone who really loves you. I don't want to be pitied by anyone, especially by him. Don't leave me alone. At least drink a cup of tea. Leave me alone.
Oh, come on! There's no reason to hit her.
She has
She's
no
just trying to
family
do her
here.
job.
Not even friends close enough to worry about her. The newspapers made that clear. Go to her.
Babe.
Does anyone know you in that clinic?
No one.
And no one must know that Jeanette Moreno is coming here.
No one will know.
I have complete faith in you as always.
No,
And I know that I shall...
they're automatically generated captions,
I'll be here all day.
and they're trash. I'm just gonna turn these captions off because they're no good. Which is frustrating. Not the stereo. Caption almost as fuck as the car. Well, now you're never gonna look better. You went and broke the mirror.
No. You mustn't give up all hope yet. Who are you?
I'm your worst nightmare.
Don't ask me questions. There isn't time. I'm an assistant to a great scientist who has come to hear of your case and wants to know more about you. He wants to give you treatment. What's the use of treatment? What's the use? You have to believe me. We have discovered a new therapy together, and it's
That was
miraculous.
her ass for her
I
face and her
guarantee
brain
it.
for her ass. I mean, regardless, there
Hello,
wasn't much
Leroy.
brain there to begin
Hi.
with.
Now, don't tell me you're here because you want to interview me.
Oh,
You
look,
don't
it's
think
the
so?
flying nun.
Oh, well, then I won't tell you that. Did you read about that girl?
Who do you mean?
Ah, come on. What about this for a big headline? Jeanette Moreno, happy and
She
beautiful
tried to
as
have
ever.
an
Think
open
of the
mind
Mad
and then her
Publicity
brain
Clinic
fell
here.
out.
Sure, but that's one headline you are
Yep.
never going to see in print. Why not?
Doctor, we're waiting for your
At
round.
your service. So long, Leroy. See you
So long.
around.
Now, secrecy is necessary.
I'm
And
so
I
worried
will
about
have
your
to
health.
listen.
Here, have a cigarette.
Not a word
Maybe
to a
we
soul.
can set the bed on fire
This
and
is
finish
the
the
only
job
hope
this
you
time.
have. Keep that in mind, always. You will drop out of sight for a short time. 3 or 4 weeks at the very most. And when you reappear, everything will be as it was before. As if you had awakened from a horrible dream. Don't you believe me? Well, then do just as you wish.
No smoking in the hospital, please.
I have never been to see you. But we'll be expecting you. Now, don't disappoint me.
I am not being immodest when I speak of a whole new era in the field of biology and therapy. The destructive and degenerative effect of atomic explosions have driven scientists more than ever before into research involving methods and processes of
But
regeneration,
the Hellmouth overlay for the
rebuilding
wormhole
abnormal
is my
or totally
favorite.
destroyed cells. It is completely successful in correcting abnormal cell growth as well as in restoring cells which have been destroyed. Just as good often grows out of evil, Derma 28 has
Although I
grown out
love
of
using
Derma
that avatar
25,
in the
the
hospital,
serum
freaks
which
the heck out of
provoked
the
and
medical
accelerated
staff.
abnormal development of cells. When I finally succeeded in stabilizing its effects, I produced the anti-cancer vaccine, which for years had been the major goal of the most important scientific
Anti-cancer
research.
vaccine? I can't hear a damn thing else, but I
Repeated
heard that.
experiments using Derma 28 on specimens deformed by injections of Derma 25 prove its miraculous efficiency beyond a doubt.
Bunnies.
A single
I'm doing
injection of
Atomic
Derma
Bunny.
28. Monique, what are you
Magisteria,
doing?
can I have
Don't
an
you realize?
Atomic Bunny?
Oh, you must be completely insane.
Yes, it's the Derma 25 serum that we've been injecting in so many of those poor little animals.
Transforming them into monsters. You're aware of its effects. Look at that. Come on. You'll have to be exposed to treatment at once in the radiation chamber.
No, give me an injection of Derma 28.
But you know it's never been
Told
tried
this-
on human
there's not
beings. I
cases
wouldn't have the
of
courage.
retrovirus
That's
in
just
my
why I
life.
did it, to force you to have the
And
courage.
yes, you
No,
can have
let's
a
wait for
million
the girl
Atomic-
Jeanette
I
Moreno.
don't want a
No,
million, I
want
only
to share
need
this honor with
one.
you. I've never been as near to you before as I
You
am
know
at this
how it
moment,
goes.
and you will always remember it.
You get 2 or
We
more,
don't
they
need
end
you.
up breeding like rabbits.
Don't be troubled about me. When it's all over, you can bring me some roses. Leave us now.
How is
Quickly,
the
every
audio,
second
by
we
the
have is
way?
precious.
Apart from
Every drop
garbled.
of Derma 28 represents
It's not drowning
months
me
of
out,
work
is
and
it?
anxiety.
Don't
And
put
when the
her in
day
the red
comes and we can
chamber.
prepare it as
She-Hulk
rapidly
is
as we
in
do Derma 25,
Give
then
me
we...
your arm. Yes, there is no doubt. There is not the slightest doubt any longer. You see, it removes every trace of degeneration of cell
Okay.
structure. This is the day that comes but once in
As
a
long
lifetime.
as it's not drowning me out and I'm not drowning it out, it's
That
good.
is our lifetime.
That's right. I shall always remember everything you've done for me. Thank you.
Especially the blood
Tell
clot
me
from
that in
last
some other
night.
way. Tell it to Monique, not your assistant.
We'll celebrate this evening.
No. Let's both stay home. Together, with our records.
Anyway,
One moment.
you proved that is an arm. Congrats, Doctor. I mean, I wouldn't mind you drowning it out so that I can watch the model space scientist. Maybe it's drugs, maybe it's Maybelline.
Why do you look at me that way?
For a moment there, you seemed to be performing some sacred ritual.
Yes, it was a ritual. Come.
There is so much sexual tension between those two, you could cut it with a knife.
Is this Professor Levin?
Becomes Kitty. Woman scientist, woman scientist. Why do you do the called in the lab again?
you've come to us. I'm happy to see you. And your luggage?
In the check room at the station, as you instructed.
Where's the ticket?
Here it is.
I wonder if the captions are useful at all at this point.
Are you sure that no one knows you've come here?
Positive.
Go and pick up her luggage.
Okay, the captions seem to have stopped drinking for now.
Let's go into the study. Professor Levin will join us in a moment.
Never mind, now it's talking about going to parties.
This isn't like a clinic.
No, it's not a clinic. It's the place where Dr. Levin studies and does his work, with me to help him. Come now.
That's quite enough ooh-ooh out of you, Magisteria. You're starting to do me a frighten.
Show me your face. Show me your face, I said.
Captions are useless.
There's no
Where's
doubt
the
of it.
scar?
Yes. She's disfigured forever. As if by a cancer that's beyond control, like leprosy.
There's no one who can help me now. No one. Let me go away, please.
I thought her face was supposed to be scarred. The scar
I
got
give you
chucked
my
off a
word
cliff
that I
and
will
eaten by
restore your
hyenas.
faith.
Makes sense to me.
Restore all your beauty.
You're worse than all the others.
Makes more sense than
Because
anything
you
else
wanted
that's
to
happened in this
keep
movie
me.
so far.
Don't talk like that.
Now pull yourself together. We have succeeded in discovering a great secret. The secret of spontaneous reproduction of living cells.
It's the secret of
Since
life
the
itself.
symbols on
The secret of
scar.
life and also of death. Just now, I deliberately spoke of cancer, of cells which proliferate unexpectedly at the expense of the organism until they have destroyed it. Well, with this remarkable discovery, we have succeeded in creating spontaneous reproduction of cells. We can rebuild cells which have been destroyed. We have tamed the monster which once devoured us and made it serve our own ends.
Oh, there's the scar.
It must be now. It's a miracle. And you'll be the first person in the world to benefit from it.
I shall perform this miracle.
They finally
I've never
discovered-
believed in miracles. I've even forgotten how to pray. Oh, please let me go now. Rather than go on, I'd prefer.
You'd prefer to kill yourself. If you've given up all hope, why didn't you do it before this? You're condemned for the rest of your life, and you know it.
She knows. They all told her that.
All right. Let me kill myself.
Right now.
Bitch, they're literally offering you treatment and
You
you
really
want
are
to put a
so
gun to
desperate.
your head.
Take your own life if you want to.
Stop
Yes.
being so
I'll give this back
dramatic.
to you. But only on that day when you look me in the face and tell me that I failed you. Do you understand, Jeanette? But until that day comes,
Oh yeah, this is public domain. I made
Will
sure.
try.
No, I beg of
I'm
you.
crazy, not stupid. Twitch can't bite my ass on this one.
I've had a room prepared. Oh, I'll bear.
and now we must take her upstairs.
And like this lady on
Beautiful
screen, yeah, she's
human
crazy
specimen.
and stupid.
Beautiful? Didn't you hear about it?
No, I didn't hear anything about the accident. I was at sea. We had just sailed. But you mean today she had all her belongings collected from the hotel tour and had them delivered here at the clinic?
It's all beyond me. She told her she was going back to that apartment hotel where she lived. The same hotel tour.
Jeanette must still be in town.
Or it might mean that she's gone away.
What's your line?
There can only be one explanation.
Doctor of the Year over here,
As
yeah.
a nurse, I'll have to
exactly.
betray a secret. Janet Moreno didn't want you to see her again as she is.
Pasha!
Somebody's
Sasha!
dead. Oh,
You
not
let
dead,
the
just
generator
drunk.
go out.
Damn. Crazy nuts.
You drunkard, I'll teach you.
Well, it's true. It can be true for both of us. That sounds like another day in medicine and you giving someone a word. What? Being passed out drunk on the floor of the lab? No, the feeling everyone up. Yeah, that too. Okay, Butt Spot, that was a good one. That was a good one, Butt Spot. Butt Spot wins that one. Nothing like tossing the drunk around in the wine cellar and destroying the wine in the process. I know, that's alcohol abuse. Excuse me. Now you're taking it out on the plants? And I don't even know what the fuck this asshole's doing. Well, I wasn't expecting that. Can I show this on Twitch? I mean, I already know YouTube's gonna hate it. But is this Twitch safe? I don't mean by your permission, Magisteria.
Chalk it up, Andrea.
I mean, is Twitch gonna have an aneurysm?
Some soda?
I won't be long.
Considering how
Arlette,
Twitch
where are you
is.
going?
Oops, timeline just
Back.
aborted.
It does
Whoops.
seem impossible for a
She's
person
not
to
taking them
disappear
off,
overnight
so-
without leaving a trace.
Mm.
Here, give me another one.
You heard him. But it won't
Remember,
help.
kids,
2 scotches, right away.
nudity and near nudity on Twitch is okay if you're hot.
First, the derma must be applied through an incision. Scalpel.
Seriously though, for all the
Swab.
for all the Puritan bullshit
Clamp.
of the time period, that was a heck of an outfit.
Derma. Nothing. It has no effect.
What can we do?
Derma injection. Nothing. Still no result.
What a binge.
Night, Arlette.
Good night.
Now, let's go home. I'm tired.
So long.
Pierre, you still here?
Uh-huh.
I'll help
Is
you.
that
home.
the same drunk from earlier?
Too late? Yeah, it's much too late.
Of course, it doesn't have an effect. You're rubbing it on the skin. I know, right?
Let me give you a lift in my car.
Yes, random stranger. I will take
Not
a
a
lift
drop
in your
of the
car
serum
when
left.
I am
5
so drunk I
injections
can't
without
even
any effect
stand
at
up.
all. And I know I was not mistaken. They took effect on you.
Because then you applied it immediately. In the case of cells that are destroyed, you will have to make continuous applications.
Yes, perhaps you're correct. But it will take months to prepare serum enough.
Let's send her away. We'll find another subject when we've a new supply of Derma 28.
And let her go around telling everyone what we did to her? We'll have to kill her. And besides, what if the Derma 28 should have some unusual effect on her? Don't forget we derived it from Derma 25. I can't bear to think of her becoming
A monster, is that it? You worry too much about her. Albert! Look there.
Memory reorganizing is fun. Remember to check your memories are still accessible and organized at least once a week, kids. Hey, that's good advice. Oh, your ISP dropped at the wrong time, Gray. You missed the belly dancer. But Spot was that one was a miss.
I never had a moment's doubt.
Bring me something to drink, please.
Albert.
If you don't mind.
Speaking of dancing, my hoop arrived today, so I can start learning flow. I've been waiting for this for a while now. No, Magisteria. It was a different woman who had the injury on her arm. This one's injury has always been on her face. Oh, and the nurse just got jealous.
Let's drink a toast to our victory.
Of course, I can't blame you for getting confused, Magisteria. I can barely tell what's going on here. Her face is an injury.
Albert.
Right at the moment, yeah. No, there was a woman earlier in the movie who had an injury on her arm
And the state of
fixed,
shock is
but
completely
she
over.
turned into
There
a
can't be any more
monster or
doubt of it. We've
something.
won. Doesn't it please you?
Yes.
Doctor needs to control
But
himself.
right
I
at the moment, all
know.
I'm able to feel is sheer exhaustion. It's as if I were afraid.
He needs to keep that instrument in his
Will
scrubs.
there be after effects now? Will the regeneration of cells continue as it should?
I'm sure it will. Have I slept too long? You? Yes, Jeanette. It's Professor Levin, the man who has... Give me your hand.
Where's the professional detachment of the field gone? You assume it was ever... I just saw some butt cheek. Hello? I don't think you're supposed to do that, dear. Don't fill her up.
I owe you more than my life itself.
Jeanette! Get back in bed now. You have suffered great physical shock with all this. You've
That
recovered,
nurse
yes.
is so
We must wait a bit.
jealous.
We must be certain what the results are.
That nurse is totally fucking the doctor, and she's like,
Absolutely
oh, this
sure.
bitch is stepping into my territory
Don't
now.
doubt it, Jeanette.
Realizes how old
Miracle
they are
has
when
happened
they
to you.
remember vaccine and tricks about Christmas stories.
And you will remain with us until we are sure that we can
She's gonna
proclaim
play
it
that
to
game.
the
Yeah, she's
entire
gonna play
world.
that game. You're from Procter and Gamble. Fix a face. It slices, it dices, it causes abuse of doctor-patient privilege. Ask your doctor if Fix a Face is right for you. Yay!
Another one?
Another one. Don't you feel happy? Don't you want to laugh and sing for
Is
joy?
that the doctor drinking with her now? Bro, no.
And Monique? I wonder why she hasn't returned.
I suppose she has an experiment she's working on. Anyway, isn't it better like this? We are seldom without Monique. No.
Warning, side effects include inflammation of the esophagus. What? You keep making that reference, but I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry,
What do you want here?
was there an ad? I didn't notice the ad was coming and I didn't snooze it in time. I'm
Remember how
sorry.
you embraced me
What
when
was
you
the
first saw
ad?
that you were cured? What was then gratitude has already become love.
You shouldn't believe
No,
that.
an
If
ad
I
did
loved you,
just
I would surely
run.
tell you.
Yeah, an auto ad did just run, but not everybody sees
I'll
the
tell
auto
you.
ads.
You loved me.
It only plays for a few
You
people.
weren't able to see clearly inside
What ad
your
was
heart,
it,
and you're
Magisteria?
still too upset by everything that has happened in your life. But you love me. You must know you love me. I have snatched you away from desperation and from death. It is I who restored your beauty. It is I who need you. I'll never be able
The
to.
condition thing is a reference to an old ad I saw as a kid. Oh, okay.
Albert.
No, Jeanette. You are nothing if not mine. You belong to me.
Scene opens up on the final scene of a drug ad.
Wait a
listing
moment.
Side effects.
I'd almost
The
forgotten.
condition on his hot dog fingers is the last one.
Excuse me, one moment.
Oh, is it on like a comedy show or something?
Albert. Tell me what it is.
Nothing. Nothing at all. Something rather urgent, which I'd forgotten to tell Monique. Monique! Monique! Monique!
Oh, I don't know what's wrong. It's as though my face were on fire.
Sit down here a moment. You'll be all right.
Monique. I don't
There's a
understand.
genuine ad on TV for health
Oh,
insurance
there.
treatment advertisements. I don't remember it, but
wrong
I
with
have
me?
crap
I am
memories,
here,
so. Doctor, control yourself. I know, right?
Just relax.
He got her so drunk, her
very
face
tired.
got all fucked up again.
Now she will sleep soundly for several hours. Time is pressing. Move her to the laboratory at once.
I can't remember if it was during the sailing trip or
Must be
religious
a
high school I
success.
was attending.
Must be, understand?
Don't count
Yeah.
any longer on me.
Monique!
My face
She
is on
means more to
fire.
you now
What did
than
we
just
say
an
about
experiment.
standing in
Monique!
front of the toilet, Becky?
I cannot do it without you.
Then I'll make a condition. You know what it is.
Yes, never see her again. I give you my word, believe me.
Sasha, help us carry her to the laboratory.
What reference,
I've prepared everything.
Magisteria?
But what's to be done?
If there were only a single drop of it still left.
Oh,
But there isn't any.
well,
I
Gray
refuse
said
to give
that.
up now.
Gray said
We'll
that
try
you saw it
radiation.
too.
Have you gone mad?
Yes, I
Gray
know
said
it's
that you
madness,
saw it too.
but I'm willing to take any risk for her.
You know very well it's useless. Her scar tissue is forming again, and radioactive treatment is effective only against derma 25.
Janet. She
Monique
mustn't
can't
suffer like
believe a
this.
word he says.
But there's always surgery. An insertion.
You're out of your
Yes,
mind.
that's it.
It was
It's
decades
the only
ago.
possible solution.
Yeah.
I'll transplant directly from another human being those glands which produce derma 28. From another woman, a young one.
Albert, you must be insane. You've gone mad over her.
I gave you my solemn word.
Now I know that I can't trust you. How will you ever accomplish it? By murdering the first woman that passes. And if the after picture no different, you'll kill another woman and another. But I refuse to be your
Monique.
accomplice. And if they ask for the truth, I'll tell, do you hear?
Monique, come back here.
I'm not
Monique!
entirely sure what she just freaked out
Monique!
about.
Listen to me, Monique.
Stop it. We've already said enough to each other.
She's lying down there alone.
It's not possible to save her. What can we do?
But I am still here, and so are you.
What more do you want of me? Sacrifice myself for her?
You're impossible. Yes, it's true. I'm infatuated with
I
Karen,
mean,
but it will pass. Pass away.
I'm not
It's
sure
love,
what's going
really.
on here, but I'm
Sentimental
not sure I
comfort.
should be
It's only
watching it on
compulsion,
Twitch.
if you like. I want to dominate the girl, to possess her creatively. You will have to help me in this also. Help me overcome this infatuation. Struggle along with me as you always
I
have
just
done
heard him
before.
say, "Help me overcome this infatuation." Confirmed. Can't watch this on
Can't you
Twitch.
manage to convince
Sorry,
yourself
kids.
she will remain like this?
The clothes
like
disappear along with the plot. Sound pretty standard for porn.
She has nothing to do with the two of us.
Monique is trying to escape the movie. I would be too.
I promise we will send her far away. Far away.
I'll send her far away and then
I
we'll
will
fuck
forget
all
her.
night long.
We will start all over again and be successful. Please try to be the same intelligent woman you've always been. You
And
know,
if
I
you
would
can't
kill
do
a
that,
thousand
can you at
times
least take
before I
putting
would
a
admit
dick in your
defeat.
mouth? Sounds pretty standard for Americans. I mean, is there a difference
Please be
between that and
reasonable.
porn?
You know that
Is
we're
the
bound
doctor a
together
yender?
forever.
I'm getting some pretty creepy vibes here. I'll tell you that much.
Forever and
And he's definitely way too old for her. This is a family stream, sir.
Police Commissioner
Did you
Bouchard.
see the
Professor
angle they
Levin,
were
aren't you?
showing in Inherit
Yes,
the
before?
Wind House
No,
scandal?
but your name is so well known.
Your photographs, your television.
And I think I was about to see a hell of a lot more than just ankle,
Valerie, my
but
assistant.
none
I'm
of
sorry we have to
me.
disturb you personally this way. You did telephone us, didn't you?
I'm all alone here.
I wouldn't know anything about
Shall we go
porn. I'm a
inside?
wholesome
Good.
kitty.
Chief, I'm out of cigarettes. Do you mind if I...
Yes. Can't you go half an hour without
I have
smoking?
absolutely never written smut. Me? Perish the thought. The doctor's safe word is malpractice. Malpractice stops everything.
Is it, Sasha? Why did you come in without knocking on my door? Did Professor Levin send you? I have a splitting headache. Oh, yes. The champagne. Where is Monique? What do you mean, Sasha? What's happened to Monique?
What the hell's happening now?
Not true. I don't believe it. It's not possible. Monique! Monique!
Paralysis of the heart. It's quite obvious.
Uh-huh. And she showed no symptoms. No warning beforehand?
Oh, yes. I have kept her under special care for almost 2 years.
I'll make out the certificate at once.
Without an autopsy?
An autopsy. I've already
Did he
confirmed the
fuck
diagnosis
her to
given by
death?
Dr. Levin. Without a consideration.
No, no. If it's usual practice.
Inspector, if the decision lies
Because, I
within
mean,
my
there's worse
jurisdiction,
ways to go
I
than
say
being
no
fucked
Oh,
to
no.
death.
If one isn't necessary.
Absolutely not.
She was from Cherbourg. Monique Rivière. You will find her identity card and papers in her room. She suffered from dizzy spells and palpitations. I should show you something. Ah, here it is. This is her most recent electrocardiogram. I kept it.
Did
where
the
she wouldn't
doctor
find
call a doctor to check
Better
if she
show
was
this
still
thing
alive?
to our
I
pathologist.
probably called the coroner
These
to confirm
Chinese.
the death.
You know, Professor, I'd say I know you intimately.
You know, it would be weird if
that
the
amaze
police
you?
and the coroner
Well,
weren't
it doesn't take a
called to a
long white
randomly
beard to be
dead
a scientist
woman.
and a famous one. But I know your articles. I've read your interviews, and I saw you on television when you returned from Japan. Oh, by the way, these strange-looking
Either
bottles,
that or
are
this
they
guy's
from-
not a
Yes,
doctor
there are
at all,
shoes.
because
The
that
process
could
of
still be a
performative
thing that's
fusion
going to
of bottles,
happen.
glasses, and ceramics near each other. The people of Hiroshima sell them as souvenirs.
Well, anyway,
Cause
it's
of
a rather
death
shocking
blunt force
sight.
trauma to the.
And did you remain a long time there?
Sit down, please. For 8 months. At the Japanese Institute for Radiological Research.
Oh, how interesting.
Please.
Thank you. I gave up smoking. Then you've had a close look at those
Well,
poor creatures.
Give up smoking tobacco at least.
And from then on,
Because
I've
to get
devoted
through
my life
acting
to
in this
research.
movie,
What research
gotta
exactly?
be over
Are you
the
acquainted
moon.
with the field of genetic mutations?
Yes, vaguely speaking.
The doctor should
Frogs
know.
that after the atomic
Yeah.
explosion produce frogs
But you
with
still
2
have to
heads.
call the coroner
Exactly.
to make it
Suppose that
all like
mutations could be
legal
made
and
permanent
stuff.
or not, as we please. Imagine if this
And
were
yeah,
so
I
with
know the doctor should know
extraordinary
she's dead
developments.
because the doctor's the one that killed her.
What you mean is exploit the horror by extracting its advantages. The bad which justifies the good, is that it?
Never mind, he's the bad.
More or less, I suppose.
During your television interview, you showed some photos that were most interesting.
Oh, yes. They're in this album.
May I?
Please do.
Poor, wretched people. And the psychological consequences in these victims?
That's the most intelligent question. Well, the relationship
overly
between body
obsessed
and
with the
soul has not
patient.
yet been established.
Yeah, what was your
Problem we can
first
let
clue?
go by, I think. Or am I wrong? Well then, Doctor,
I've made out the certificate. Rabbit over the heart.
This quackinator gave me an idea. Oh, I like that word. I'm going to remember that. Quackinator.
What's that?
She's dead!
Stop! Stop! Let's go to the police!
Hang on. Do we need a body counter? Can I make a body counter? Give me a second. That'll be under CloudBot. Let's see. We need a body counter. Okay, well, I need a 5-minute break anyway. So I will take that break and get the body counter going and be right back. Okay, so the problem that I'm having with adding the death count is that I can't seem to actually get the bot to recognize the counter. So I'll figure it out for the next public domain movie night. And in the meantime, we'll get back to our little party. And we've got some stock footage of a bridge. The next one would be great to do voice via Discord. I would love to be able to do that.
Today I'm glad to be alive.
We should do terrible
Thank you
Christmas
for making me
movies
so happy.
over the
I
winter
didn't want you to get the
holidays.
impression that you're a
The
prisoner
text
there.
delays kill the humor.
I
True,
account for
true.
the necessity of keeping everything a secret. What are you looking at?
The water.
The water?
Yes, I'm sorry. Isn't there any music?
Jeanette, you're so distant.
Oh, Albert, please don't make me explain.
All right. No
one
explanation.
could suppose that the escape from the zoo would lead to tragedy. But who, if not a wild beast,
You have one
with
for
a
us to
ferocious
watch?
instinct,
I
could have
wanted to
killed
hear
the
some
poor
music.
girl with such
Okay,
savage fury?
but spot win
There is
number
no doubt that
2
the girl
tonight.
was the victim of the gorilla.
Or at least I think
What is
so.
I feel cold suddenly
The
and
Black
my face
Friday
is burning
musical
like the
from
other
Star
night.
Kid.
The night, Monique.
Don't get excited.
I'll have to look it
They're
up.
going back home.
I wonder what it is.
Put them on now. Your glasses.
Oh gosh, what's going on now?
Jeanette is upstairs in her room. She won't
It's
wake
on
up
the
for
YouTube
several
channel,
hours.
The Full
But I want
Show.
you to watch outside her door and
I'll
don't
look
move from
for
there
it.
till you see me. Put the stuff somewhere else.
I'll look for it. If you recommend it, I'll trust that it's Twitch
At
safe.
any cost, I'd give my life to save her. There's always one way. Insertion. Transplant the glands of another woman, a young one.
What more do you want me to do? Sacrifice myself for her?
Yes, another one like Monique.
And if the after effects are the same?
Another and another until I save her once and for all. But I don't have the courage. I don't
Can't
want to
tell
kill
what they're
again.
arguing about.
Everyone knows you.
Do they
Your
finally
articles,
figure out
your
that the
interviews on
doctor
television.
is
Yes, I know.
is definitely not safe for work?
But who, if not a wild beast,
I'll have to preview it before we do it then.
Kill the poor girl with such savage fury?
Yes, February 25. Exactly, February 25. It can create a monster.
It's a vial of stuff.
Who doesn't fear killing? Who doesn't suffer as it's killed?
They're arguing over who gets to escape the movie first. I can't blame them. Did he just inject himself with something? Doctor is thinking so hard everyone can hear his thoughts. I think it might be the first time he's thought all goddamn film. What the fuck? What the fuck? I have no fucking idea what's going on here. And that is some of the worst stop motion animation I have seen in my goddamn 32 years of life. He turned into an animatronic? This isn't even animatronic, this is just terrible stop motion.
Come here. I'll give you anything you ask.
All right. You really gave me a turn. What are we playing? Hide
A
and
strange man yelling after a young woman in the middle of the night. She's just gonna walk right up to me like a goddamn moron. No sense of self-preservation at all, that one. Good Lord. I mean, not to victim blame or anything, but that was stupid. Does nobody in movies have any goddamn common sense? That was painfully dumb. Sergeant Sammy of the Plot Convenience Police here to remind you to watch your women. Ah yes, the time in which nobody thought about who the guy was in the shadow so long as he had cash. How much money would I be willing to risk getting murdered for?
Janet.
More than most people probably have, let's just put it that way. I'm an expensive cat. Yes, that does mean I'm an expensive pussy. I know you were all thinking it.
You see?
Ain't none of y'all can afford me.
Convinced now?
Except Magisteria.
Think
Magisteria gets it for free. Comes with the contract of being married.
And without this obsession for your looking glass. I know, you're thinking of yesterday. I'm still upset myself. You're afraid the cure will not be permanent. But you're mistaken. Now it's only a question of cell growth. I've already solved this problem.
When exiting the shower.
We must allow the cells we've regenerated to achieve lasting stability.
It
Never
does.
come artificially for a time.
It does.
Especially with the
How very
transplant.
astute of
Yes,
you.
it must be done. And it must be done more than once. Why are you staring at me? I told you I'm tired and upset. I spent the whole night working in the
Well,
laboratory so
until
you
the
could wake
doctor
up as you
finds out
are.
that she just wants the other guy.
How many more times will you have to treat me?
A few. Very few.
She's willing to sleep with an old fart as long as
I
it
hope
gets
so
her
more
what she
than I do.
wants. Most gold diggers are.
Never understand what it has cost me to make you well again. And yet, all I would have to do is tell you. To make you realize how deeply I love you. Janet!
No! Leave me alone out there. Please go. I must get dressed now. We can see each other later out in the garden.
Well, that went from 0 to 100 fast.
Very well, then.
You were more confused than a Lutheran priest at a Manson concert. So... Ooh. Every time Marquez is mentioned, you laugh.
Hello?
Yes, Lieutenant Mornay is
Trust
still on
me,
board the
the
Garonne.
humor
He's
in
now
Tar
Cape Town.
Heel is
I have
all
a communication
downhill
for
from
you.
there.
It's very urgent that I reach him. Could you possibly forward a letter?
Certainly, by airmail. He has a stopover on the return voyage. Please don't mention it.
Excuse me, Sasha.
Finally, someone else gets the Marquez references.
I haven't any more cigarettes, and you know I only smoke this kind. Please go and buy me some. While you're at it, would you mail this letter? And get something for yourself. Oh, no, please take it. Do take it. You will remember to mail the letter, won't you? Thank you. Pierre, my darling, nothing has changed between us, at least not for me, and I need you desperately. Pierre, I'm afraid.
Thank you, Sasha.
Did she run
Very
away?
well.
Finally?
Yes, I know I can rely on you at any time. This letter of hers.
I wasn't paying attention
word.
for a moment.
Don't you permit her to be out of your sight when I'm not around, and disconnect the telephone the way I showed you. Sasha.
1 second.
This evening I have to do some work around.
Sorry, Magisteria had food on the brain and just completely forgot that we were still streaming. And apparently captions randomly kicked back in the middle of that too, where I was talking about cooking the sausages. Grumble, 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 something French curse word. Marquez Lavatoya every time his mouth opens. Yep! My aunt, who I was staying with, was in the room at one point when we were running scene, had no clue who he was, heard me play him one time. Mark is an asshole. She wasn't wrong. She wasn't wrong. Anyway. Continuing on.
Around here, and I don't want to be disturbed at all unless I call you myself. You understand? Run along.
I've got a question. Do we want to do another stupid random movie that I find on archive.org after this? Or do we want to be done after one movie tonight?
Hi, Marilla. Hi, girls. How you doing this evening? Oh, I'm going to smoke one more cigarette and call it a night. Well, we'll be back and walk home with you. Fine.
There's still over an hour of this tragic waste of cello film left. Whoa! I just looked back at the screen and all I saw was legs swaying. What the hell was just happening?
I told you they'd be here. Hey, you. What are you two doing around here?
Oh, what do you suspect?
Get on home now. Aren't you afraid you'll meet the gorilla?
Actually, there's only a little over half an hour left.
Some men I know.
Okay, if you can't do the onion by food processor, just chop it small with a knife. You know the way I do it. But be careful. You're not allowed to cut any fingers off tonight. I'm all out of replacements. Cut it out with these sharp ass words. I still remember the incident with rainbow knives. I know, right? Magisteria is not allowed to touch the rainbow knives. Magisteria is not allowed to touch those ones anymore because I know how to handle myself around a blade, and I still managed to take a fingerprint off with one of those damn things. I wouldn't expect essentially a novelty item like rainbow anodized knives to actually be good knives. Those were good knives. You know how to pick a blade headset. I still can't believe how sharp those things were. I know.
Come on, hurry. Get the bar set up. Hurry.
Normally you have to sharpen knives out of the package. You buy knives at the store like that. I know. Walmart knives.
How are you?
And just a little
Don't
fucking
tell me
love
you've been
tab
fighting for
messed
me.
up my fingerprint so I couldn't get into my
Hi,
phone
Yvonne.
for 2 weeks.
Am I wrong, or are you getting fatter?
It's becoming, isn't it?
Hey, good evening.
Back, old buddy.
A carton of cigarettes if you play me something. But only for me, here.
What's new, huh? Let's get with it, boys. We got a paying customer.
Sit down here.
Well, I guess rainbow anodized knives aren't the only sharp-ass thing that you can find at Walmart.
Reminds me of her, doesn't it?
La Garonne. That's Pierre Moni's ship. And it docked here today. Where's the key to the front gate? Idiot! Oh. Hurry, come with me. Hey, lady, look, that's full. Come aboard.
No, thanks. I'd rather wait down here.
It's a kitty.
Pierre!
I can't believe it. Jeanette. Jeanette.
I feel a bit of shame in my thumb remembering
Recovered.
those from the course from the apples.
Why didn't they tell me at the clinic when I looked for you? But they told me you'd always be disfigured.
Yeah, we
Did
both
you ever want
got
to see me?
It was the truth, Pierre, the truth, I swear.
we both got a little kiss from those knives, didn't we?
Didn't you know I looked everywhere for you? Jeanette, where have you been? You can let me know. Where are you staying? What
I
happened
was
to you?
honestly
Didn't you receive
surprised.
my letter?
What letter?
Oh, Pierre, take me away.
They're
I'm so
still
frightened.
that sharp, you
Tell
know.
me.
I haven't had to sharpen them yet. Casablanca called it once and seen back. I was distracted by the knives. Sorry. I was just... But seriously, headset, I haven't had to sharpen those knives yet. They're still that sharp. They're holding an edge. My other knives that I got around the same time, I've had to sharpen twice already. I haven't had to touch these.
And you're positive that she's the same person? There's no doubt about it. And this one showing the scars was given to me at the clinic that's on her way disfigured forever.
Yes. The photographs are of the same girl, I agree. But I was referring to the person you met tonight on the waterfront. You don't think that...
Oh, no,
perhaps-
Commissioner. It was she in front of me.
But in the dark, with the fog and all.
But I know her. I couldn't possibly be mistaken.
There's no Jeanette Morino listed with the Bureau of Missing Persons.
But she's not a missing person. She's here. I've seen her. She has no relatives in town, even if she'd been kidnapped.
Listen, you know, I want to believe you. I remember the auto accident from which Jeanette Morino barely escaped with her life. But this story of a recovery is impossible. Yet
Also,
she's
don't
cured,
worry,
perfectly
Twitch,
normal.
but we're talking about
Same
kitchen
fate.
knives.
But who would be likely to hide such a miracle as that? Whoever it was that
Hello,
tried
we're
to
calling
kill
about your car's
For what
extended
reason?
warranty. But I don't have a car.
An hour ago in Rue d'Orme,
Well, your
Police
extended
Sergeant
warranty
Blundell
is
recovered
expired, but I
stolen
don't have a
automobile.
car.
This is the license number.
You want to rejuvenate me? How long has it been since I
Extended
bothered
warranty
about
on your
stolen
refrigerator?
cars?
The same automobile, a short time before, just about the same moment the assault occurred, was stopped for speeding on the Esplanade, where it passes the waterfront, by Patrolman Cholin. Inside, as well as the driver, there was an unconscious woman and a doctor taking her to the hospital. You see?
Check the hospital.
I've already telephoned. There's no record of her.
Maybe he was taking her to a private clinic. The name of the doctor.
Well, Cholin didn't bother to ask him that under the circumstances. It could have been a doctor who commandeered the first automobile he found.
Or a clever criminal who would say anything to avoid identifying either himself or the woman.
Jeanette.
Perhaps. But there happens to be a real doctor who might give us some information about this miraculous recovery.
Will you let me come with you?
Yes, but I want...
So just on the note of telemarketers, I just want to pause for a second because I have to tell this story. Magisteria was there for this. I got a call about my non-existent car today, but then the person on the other end remembered my voice from last time they called me. So I got a telemarketer to stop calling me. It was a see, which one was this? This was the Canada Customs and Border Control scam that's going around. They called me saying, "Oh, we've got a parcel with your address and that contains illegal materials. The RCMP has already been dispatched. Press 1 to talk to an operative, an agent, or whatever." And so, first red flag, they'll never fucking call you about this shit. They'll just destroy the package and move on unless there's like a whole mess of them. Second of all, Canada has two official languages. And when the government does communicate via phone or letter or email, it will always be in both English and in French. And these geniuses only played the recording in English. So I know this isn't an official source anyway. Even if it wasn't for the fact that Customs and Border Services will never call you. So I don't know what came over me. I had the phone on speaker. Magisteria is sitting next to me just looking at me. What are you going to do? I pressed 1 to talk to an agent. "Good afternoon, this is Border Services." And I just let out a scream. Like I was being murdered. I don't know what came over me to do it. All my pent-up frustration of the pandemic and the lockdown and all the other crazy-making shit of the last 2 years came out in that moment. And then I hung up. And I have not gotten that specific scam call again. So I feel like an asshole for probably deafening somebody. But at the same time, they stopped calling. Moving on.
One condition, however, that... No, I'll tell you in the car. Ah, good evening, Professor Levin. Please excuse us if we're... Oh, this is Police Sergeant Durand. Marais, I think you already know. Excuse the interruption if we're disturbing you at this hour, but passing in front of your villa, I thought, why don't I leave it up to you, Professor Levin, to clarify a scientific problem we have? You were so extremely kind to me when we met each other that time before. in those unfortunate circumstances.
Oh, yes. My poor assistant had passed away. Monique Riviere. You may go, Sasha.
Sasha.
I see the police are getting
Strange
involved
one.
for some
He's my
reason.
factotum. Cares for the garden more than anything.
Mm-hmm. A mute. Soul of fidelity, an expert with flowers.
Did they
A
finally
classic
figure
one to
out that the
suspect in a
doctor was
mystery
murdering
story,
people?
If there were anything to suspect him of.
May I offer you a drink, Inspector?
Yes, yes. Let's be comfortable. We must try to make it easy for Professor Levin to forget that we're policemen. Did you notice these bottles? He got them as a souvenir of Hiroshima. Interesting, aren't they, Duran? You don't have to blow smoke under my nose.
Excuse me.
Somebody getting that upset
Here you are.
about smoking
Thank you.
inside in the 1960s?
If you please.
Well, now I can't believe anything that's happening in this movie.
Now then, Inspector.
I'll make it brief. Look here, Professor. Have you been following in A-Class Soir all that Tommy Rot about Sadok, the monster?
Not closely. Tommy Rot is the right word for it. Cheap, sensational journalism. Chief?
All right, go out and smoke. If you don't mind, that is.
But I still don't
I'll
comprehend.
just blow smoke over here
The time
then.
before, I asked you a question which you were kind enough to say was intelligent. About the psychological reaction of the victims of an atomic explosion.
This would
Well, then,
be a lot more
perhaps
fun
my
if
own
I had a
supposition
Bruce
will
One
be an
Discord
absurd one.
doing it.
But think of the ships that
I'll
arrived here
plan
from
better
Japan.
for the next one.
And this, Sadok. Is it possible that he's one of those...
I see. You've been impressed by the recurring factor in these cases of the wound from the throat to the sternum. The obsession of a vindictive-minded man who has been poisoned or disfigured forever by atomic radiation. One might even say, a vampire of the atom age who wants to recover.
Exactly. What do you
Ah,
think?
there's where the
Hypothesis
title
is rather
comes
dramatic,
from.
but not to be excluded.
You just said the hypothesis is melodramatic, but the fact that you don't exclude it altogether puts me, how shall I say, more at peace with my own conscience. We mustn't let our feet get too far off the ground.
Chief, the photographs?
Ah, right. Excuse me, I had another purpose in coming here to see you. Look here. Examine these two photos. Do you believe that a woman reduced to such a state as this might recover altogether? What I mean is without any scar, without a trace.
I should say not. This state of disfiguration is permanent.
Nevertheless, Professor,
Let me do the talking, Duran. Nevertheless, there is someone who swears that he's seen this woman, the way she was.
That's impossible.
And if there did exist a cure, I don't know, a process we never heard
Any
of.
man who had discovered one would be a celebrity. And I assure you I'd be the first to envy him.
I imagine so. All right, then. This other photo, which was submitted to me as proof of her actual recovery, must have been taken at some time prior to her accident.
It is. The signature was not dated.
Ah, right. It wasn't. And besides, even if it had been, it could easily have been faked.
Professor, I'm ready to swear that these...
Duran, we've been disturbing you long enough. We're most grateful, Professor.
I'll accompany you.
Murray? We're leaving.
Excellent work, Detective.
Duran.
You're a stain on the underpants of your profession.
Professor. you
That's
must
the
feel
same
rather
headshot where
lonely
agent
here.
sent for her to get this
Big
role.
Don't you have a new assistant?
Probably.
You think it's so simple to find one? And moreover, I'm
The
enjoying a
doctor-
period of repose right now. I merely study for
The doctor has
relaxation.
broken
You
so
know,
many
Professor,
rules that
what
he's
I
putting
envy
the
you is
morning
your
soap
gardener,
operas to
Sasha.
shame.
Really a bit difficult to believe that.
No, it's just that I'm a flower gardener on my days off. Imagine, Inspector, he even works
Oh,
at
he's a
night.
flower
Like he's
gardener on his
expecting a
days
frost.
off.
I know what you mean. You're dying to have a look inside that greenhouse. But I don't think at this hour.
No, indeed. Sasha would be delighted to have you look in.
I'll wait for you in the car.
What for? Why don't you come too, Duran?
This way. This is Sasha's kingdom. There are his plants. There are his roses. Sasha, you're honored.
There was so much
Gentlemen have
effort
come
put
to
into
admire
his
your beautiful
investigation
greenhouse.
there. 10 out of 10 would
It's
not
really
hire.
beautiful, too.
I know, right?
Well, you ought to know.
Flowers. Nothing else of any interest. Sasha is always busy with them. He doesn't even have time to read mystery stories.
Yes, and no wonder.
Well, good night, Professor. And excuse us again.
Sasha, accompany the gentleman to
What,
the
did
gate.
you fart or something?
Durand, aren't you coming? Good night, Professor.
Good night, sir.
And how did he know where to find
What
her?
is the purpose of this autopsy?
Now,
It
Doctor,
was Scarlet in the
I've
ballroom
already
with
arranged
this
for the body to be
film.
exhumed, and I must ask you to proceed without any further argument.
Very well, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Garage, I want my car at the door in 10 minutes.
Good morning, Doctor.
Hmm.
You want a cigarette, Chief?
Listen, Marais, I've just had an idea. I want you to keep that villa of Professor Levens under observation.
Why? Do
Yes.
you think that...
Well,
Hi, Chief.
you want a good lesson, huh?
Sasha! Sasha!
I thought she was just in the greenhouse.
Sasha!
I think it was Professor Plum in the
Done
kitchen
it.
with the wrench.
What are you shouting for? What's wrong with you?
No, let go of me. I want to get out of here. I'm afraid.
Welcome
Me?
any new
Or
viewers.
the man to whom you owe everything and who loves you? You're not telling the
Yes,
truth. You want to
welcome
go
any
back to
new
Pierre.
viewers.
But I'm going to save you now in spite of yourself.
Yes, I want to go to Pierre.
This is
I
a
don't
new
care what
format.
starts
Next
with
time,
life,
next
because
time
I
I'll
know
have a
nobody will
group
love
on
me
Discord. I'll
You think
plan it
so?
better.
But your scars are already returning. Embryonic still and all but invisible. But if this action is not arrested almost immediately, you will turn into just what you were before. Yes, the thing will get worse. It will devour you bit by bit. It will transform you into an animal like a monster under the very eyes of your Pierre.
I don't want to stay here anymore. I don't want to.
Listen. I give you my word of honor. It will only take a few days, perhaps only one day, to make the final application. And then you'll be cured forever. Free to
I'm
go
keeping
where you
you in
please
my
and with
house
whom you
against
please.
your will. Why
If
won't
you're
you love
ungrateful
me?
enough to leave me for a man who has done nothing for you, you deserve nothing else. But until you're cured, don't try any more to run away.
No,
Don't try to see anyone.
you're riding the
Promise me.
riff on there.
Look here. I'll even give this back to you. You have no more reason to kill yourself. What is it? Who? Police. Inspector? Pierre.
Who is here?
Who is here? Pierre. Sasha. Let her go. Yes. Run to him. Let him see you like this. Go away with him as you are. Remember, I gave you my word, and I shall keep it.
No one
It will be your decision then.
No incredibly lewd and now
In the
practicing
meantime,
medicine like Gaston.
you will help me to finish it.
Eh,
It is not
kinda
Albert who is
lost
speaking now, but Professor
rhythm there
Levin.
at the end.
I have to win, you see. This is all I'm asking of you.
Finally, the real actor in this movie, so I should show them how it's done.
You wanted to see me, Sergeant?
I'm sorry to disturb you.
Why be sorry at all? Disturbances are part of your profession.
I'm not really a policeman.
Oh, no? Then please explain why you dared pass yourself off as a policeman and for what reason the
It
commissioner
was
has...
my fault. I was so anxious to learn more about your research that I asked permission to come with him. But on the other hand, coming here so late at night and not having time
Meanwhile,
to
at the
explain...
Hall of Justice.
What should you have said? That you had a personal interest in the case of that unfortunate young lady. What is her name again? Ah, yes. Jeanette Morino. You know, you were not very convincing as a policeman.
Yes, I guess I wasn't. You're right, Professor. It's true. The photo of Jeanette with the signature was really taken before the accident. But I know I've seen her. I know it was she, Jeanette. Yesterday, in front of me. Beautiful as before. On the dock where my ship is tied up.
For a moment, I thought they were going to kiss first and talk second. Well, the doctors kissed
If they
everybody
hadn't
else
attacked me
in
right
this
then,
movie. Why
you were
not?
attacked?
Yes, and from behind. Because I know there's some mystery concerning Jeanette, and I was about to learn it.
You love her, that is evident.
I don't know.
I wonder if
turning
you
into
had parted
something
with her
because of this
sentimentally. I
movie,
mean,
but I
before
don't
you
think
were
it's
actually
anything
separated.
cool.
How did you know that?
I'm
I
also
think
a
it's turning
psychiatrist.
my brain into
Don't
mush.
forget it.
No,
You are
no,
now
there's
suffering
not.
from an obsession to find her again. You're
There
capable
was
of
a
seeing her
reference
and every
to it
woman you run into.
earlier, but
And
there's no
perhaps
actual
yesterday on that
vampire
very
in this
same
movie.
pier where often before Jeanette was waiting after a long voyage.
No, it was no
I'm
hallucination.
mildly disappointed.
And how can you explain the attack on me?
Well, maybe an
Your brain
attempted
already
robbery.
left hours ago? I could tell.
Yes, it wouldn't be the first
At
time
least
on the
there's less than
waterfront.
20 minutes left.
And perhaps the night
It's
was
in the oven.
foggy.
Thank you.
Perhaps you'd also been drinking a bit.
No, I wasn't drinking. It was she, all right.
Will you please tell me what you wanted me to do for you?
Your brain escorted Madry's.
Please help me to convince
Fair
the police.
enough.
Tell them that this miraculous recovery is possible.
Maybe we
That's what I'm
should
looking
only do
for.
one movie
And
tonight.
for a woman, not a phantom.
That's to be excluded.
Then you advise me to give up every hope?
In your position, I would say yes.
I was expecting an atomic vampire. Shame on you
I
for
love her too
fooling
much for that.
me movie. It doesn't matter what size Magisteria,
An
as long
entirely
as,
different woman.
as it fit on the
Yes.
pan.
A woman who is no longer yours. Doesn't love you
yeah.
anymore.
This
I
is
think
what
I'd like to do another one of these
I see there's absolutely
with
nothing
a
I
group
can
of
do.
us over Discord.
I'm very sorry.
Thank you.
Because
no,
that
no
would
need to
be
thank me. Why should you?
hilarious. This would be a lot
Tasha.
more fun with a group. Not even a vampire bat. I know.
Accompany the gentleman.
I hope I see you again, sir.
Goodbye, Mr.
Not even
No,
a
why
baseball
bother to
bat.
give me your name? I don't think there'll be any further occasion to see each other.
Did we just make the same joke, Gray? Now I know we've all lost our minds.
You could hear his voice. All you had to do was open the door, and you didn't do it.
I didn't do it because...
You didn't do it. I was
So
sure that I
insane
could
and
rely on
sync
you.
it could look like
Now wait for me
telepathy.
here. If I leave
Yeah.
you alone, it's because I have to do still once more what no other man ever did for the woman he loved. Tomorrow there'll be nothing here. Oh, if I could only tell you the truth.
You thought I was reading... No.
You must wait for me.
You might have a lag, because I said it a little while before. That's actual insanity? Yeah, it's actual insanity.
I'll be back in a couple of hours. Follow him. Step on.
Very good. In his automobile. Have you arranged for reinforcements? Take all precautions. Exactly
Excuse me.
where is he at the moment?
Let's take a seat.
Hiding in plain sight, I
Is the
see.
seat occupied?
No, indeed.
This film should have came with a disclaimer regarding falling
You all right?
asleep.
Watch yourself now.
I
Buster.
picked it because it
Let's
looked
not
like it
start
would
on
be
your
bad,
side,
but
huh?
I thought it would be like bad in a fun to riff on way. I didn't realize it would just be
Have
bad.
a light, please.
I will take suggestions. No vampires were harmed in the making of this film because there weren't any vampires in this film. I'm pretty sure the vampires collectively looked at the script of this thing and went, oh, fuck no, and ran the other way. Look how many theater patrons are smoking in there. They've literally made a cloud. It was the 1960s. You could still smoke in the cinemas. They probably even still called them cinemas in the States, too. Yeah, but that's not difficult, Gray. It doesn't take much to be a better vampire movie than Twilight. All you have to have is a catch that's breathing. It was the 1960s. They didn't know how to do that kind of stuff.
Yes? Another woman? In the waterfront neighborhood again? But is the woman dead? That's a blessing. Yes? Yes, naturally. An alarm throughout the zone and declare an emergency.
Sigma's snoring. It's okay, buddy. This movie makes me want to sleep too.
Professor Levin?
He sat through the whole film and then he went out. Gerard's telling him. We're waiting here for further instructions.
I told you, Chief.
Were you both inside the whole
Well,
time?
we both took turns.
He didn't move once.
Not one.
Let's go in.
Leroy.
Well, what are you up to?
I'll come clean with you now, Chief. If you won't let me chase Sedok, then I'll chase you. As you can see, it's your fault.
Well, from now on, you mind your own business, get me?
That's your orders, Chief.
Ten more minutes.
Where was he sitting?
He never moved once.
Where was he sitting, I asked?
Right here,
Right
Inspector, in this row here.
I legitimately have no idea what's going on in here
Just, he
anymore.
was sitting in this seat.
And you never let him out of your
I
sight.
lost track
Well, I
of what
stepped outside
little
for a minute to buy
plot
some
was
cigarettes.
left like an hour ago.
But I never let him out of sight.
And who was there sitting next to you? If what I think is true, you'll be back in a beaten uniform. That reminds me, what was he wearing? Yes, what did he have
You
on?
could see that he was wearing a camel's hair coat, Inspector.
Yeah, that's like opening a phone book with the name Smith. He sat here, you say?
Right here, sir.
Where were you two sitting?
We were back there.
That's right.
I don't think there's enough nip for this movie. The plot left along with the vampires. Yeah, I don't blame it. I wouldn't want to be involved in
Inspector
this,
Headquarters told me I would probably find you here.
even if I was the plot.
Autopsy I did on Monique Riviere.
Especially if I was the plot.
Never be able to forgive myself.
You mean like the
There
others?
was no vampires to begin with because they left
This
before the
stuff, what do you
film
think
even
it
hit
is?
production.
It's blood, there's no doubt about that. I don't know if it's human or...
And what else do you think it might be? Have it examined right away. The rest of you come with
You're
me.
sober and it still makes as much sense as a football bat net. Yep. This is so bad.
I don't want to lose her. When I no longer have the courage to kill, not even to save her life. I don't have the strength left. I felt it this evening. I'm not what I was before. I'm not the same.
Ah.
I have to tell her. It's finished. I failed. But I don't want to lose her.
Annette, please. It's too late now to make any difference, and there's nothing more I can do to help you. There's no hope of your recovery. You will remain as you... No. It's impossible. The treatments have taken effect at last. We are saved. You hear me? Saved, I say. Come, get up now, Jeanette. We must leave here immediately.
I don't believe you.
But you're completely cured,
Doctor,
and it's
you're
forever.
thinking about leaving.
It was I who did it. Just when I began to think that... Come on, get dressed. Don't lose any more time. We must get away from this place as soon as possible.
Get away?
Yes, at once, I said.
No.
Have you lost your mind, Jeanette? Those policemen suspect me by this time.
The police were here.
Don't ask me to explain it to you. I don't want to. Hurry up now.
I'll hurry, but I'm not leaving with you.
Jeanette!
You made me a promise, and this is the decision I've made.
You, Jeanette, I want to dismind you here. I've even killed for you. I've hurt you. I've unleashed a horrible force within me that I can no longer control. You alone can help me stop it.
None of that is
Tell
her
me that
fault,
you will never
you
abandon me now.
jackass!
Look again. You begin to understand now. Tell me you belong to me, that you will run away with me. It is my only hope of salvation. Then you will see again the man you came to for help and who loves you so much. It all depends on you.
No, it's horrible.
Jeanette.
Let go of me.
Oh, betray you
about this
and murder the man who
places
condemned
we
himself
go.
for you. Have that
But
much
the window
courage
is
to take
barred,
yourself in a moment
remember?
or two, you will go mad. Mad with horror you don't know. That's right, don't look at me. It's better that you don't look at me. But believe me when I say you can still save me, if you would say to me...
No, I can't bear it.
No. So you say no. Well, then get dressed. I'll give you 1 minute and no more. You're coming with me whether you want to or not. I don't know what will become of us.
Bruh.
It doesn't matter anymore. But you'll never see your Pierre again. You're mine. Mine. I'd kill you first. Now get dressed.
You're not wrong, Gray.
Albert, have you no pity?
I'm feeling like you'd see something like that on a Faces of Meth poster.
No!
He looks more like a zombie than a vampire. Yep.
Let me go!
You.
Let
No
me
one
go!
can help you. No one will ever take you from me now. Away with me. With me.
No! No! Help!
I hope everybody's watching this with headphones. I'd have tossed her out the window by now. The movie's almost done, Magisteria, so just shut the oven off and I'll come out for food in a minute. Yeah, those nails look pretty nasty. Yep. She doesn't even sound upset anymore. Movie 2. You have headsets on and Tesla's still looking at you like, what? Well, she is being pretty squeaky. So, I I will take a food break and then pick a second movie after the food break. Because I gotta eat. No vampires were harmed in the making of this film, but furniture was fair game. Oh, they're cuddling on the stairs. Oh shit, it's the cops.
Sasha, back, Sasha, return. You master, I'm living, Sasha. Janet, we must hide her as we did before. Sasha.
Inspector! Yes. Watch out! Levin! Look there! Fire a volley through the window pane.
Doctor, don't touch the help.
Come out, Levin! Come out with your hands up! No. Jeanette!
No, come back.
Hello, Fi. You in a concern? Came for the Atomic Age vampire, stayed for the Golden Age Wolfman. Hi. Looks like Dr. Ugly just died. And so the doctor couldn't be with his one true love, Sasha.
Take that man out of here. Well,
Also,
come on, give me a
Sasha
light.
being the hero of the movie confirmed. Yep. No, Mallow, the doctor can't die. You know that. This is regeneration 23, 4, 5. Well, I didn't say the doctor died. I said Dr. Ugly died. The end. And on that note, I am going to take a quick food break. And we'll do movie number 2 when we return. headset. I see you've got 2 ads playing. I have just started a poll. It'll be going for the next 5 minutes. For the next movie, I have 3 options. King of the Zombies, The House on Haunted Hill, or Carnival of Souls are 3 movies that are on archive.org. If I screwed with your settings, what did she do? How did that screw with your settings? House on Haunted Hill is actually good. We might go with that one then and screw the poll. But she didn't actually mess with any settings, just close the settings window. It has 3 votes anyway. Okay then. I guess that's what we're doing. I'm just gonna finish putting some food in my face before we start again. I don't think you want to hear me talking with my mouth full of hot dogs and yam fries. Just remember, if Marquez is offering, Marquez has to get Magisteria's permission first. Also remember that just because Marquez does, just because English. Also remember, just because Marquez gets permission from Magisteria, does not mean that Marquez will get consent from me. I'm just saying there is a process here. That master has a tendency to take over. Fair enough. What'd you do that for? All right. Once everybody is ready. I promise it's water pouring into a glass.
The ghosts are moving tonight, restless, hungry. May I introduce myself? I'm Watson Pritchard. In just a minute, I'll show you the only really haunted house in the world. Since it was built a century ago, 7 people, including my brother, have been murdered in
Is there audio here?
it. Since then, I've owned the house. I've only spent 1 night there, and when they found me in the morning, I was almost dead.
Is there sound?
I'm Frederick Lauren, and I've rented the house on Haunted Hill tonight so that my wife can give a party. A haunted house party.
I can't hear it at all.
She's so amused. There'll be food and drink and ghosts, and perhaps even a few murders. You're all invited. If any of you will spend the next 12 hours in this house, I'll give you each $10,000, or your next of kin in case you don't survive. Ah, but here come our other guests.
Why?
It was my wife's idea to have.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna restart in a little bit because I have no sound on my end and I don't know why. At least I can laugh at chat. Alright, I moved my microphone. I'm just trying to figure out why. Okay, I've moved my. Okay. See if. Alright, turning the device off and back on again helped. I should have audio now. Yes. Like I said, turning it off and back on again helped. I don't know why I have that annoying buffering wheel that it's talking about.
The ghosts are moving tonight, restless, hungry. May I introduce myself? I'm Watson Pritchard. In just a minute, I'll show you the only really haunted house in the world. Since it was built a century ago, 7 people, including my brother, have been murdered in it. Since then, I've owned the house. I've only spent 1 night there, and when they found me in the morning, I was almost dead.
I'm Frederick Lauren, and I've rented the house on Haunted Hill tonight so that my wife can give a party. A haunted house party.
Haunted house
She's
party
so
sounds
amusing.
fun.
There'll be food and drink and ghosts, and perhaps even a few murders. You're all invited. If any of you will spend the next 12 hours in this house, I'll give you each $10,000. Or your next of kin in case you don't survive. Ah, but here come our other guests.
I want to try to get rid of... I'm going to try to get rid of that buffering.
It was my wife's idea to have our guests come in funeral cars. She's so amusing. Her sense of humor is, shall we say, original. I dreamed of
It's
the
a
house.
clue lard!
It's empty
Yay!
now, but after a night in the house on Haunted Hill, who knows? This is Lance Schroeder, a test pilot, so no doubt a brave man. But don't you think you can be much braver if you're paid for it? And I happen to know that Lance needs the $10,000 I'll give him, if he's brave enough to stay all night. This is Ruth Bridges. You've no doubt read her
What's the
column
matter,
in newspapers.
Magisteria?
She says her reason for coming to the party is to write a feature article on ghosts. She's also desperate for money. Gambles. You've already met Watson Pritchard, a man living in mortal fear of a house, and yet he is risking his life to spend another night here. I wonder why. He says for money. This is Dr. David Trent, a psychiatrist. He claims that my ghost will help his work on hysteria. But don't you see a little touch of greed there? Around the mouth and eyes? This is Nora Manning. I picked her from the thousands of people who work for me because she needed the $10,000 more than most. Supports her whole family. Isn't she pretty?
Can we just take a moment to appreciate Winston Price and his acting?
The party's
Has
starting
such a
now,
common story for us.
and you have until midnight
Yes.
to find the house on
Yes, we
Haunted Hill.
can. Let's all take a moment to give Vincent Price his due. This movie is the Vincent Price Appreciation Hour. That's a good question, Magisteria. I doubt that Vincent Price would still be with us. I mean, he'd be heckin' old if he was. Unfortunately, Mr. Price has passed over. In 1993, that's not bad, though. He was 82. He was 82, though. Which means I wasn't wrong when I said he'd be heckin' old if he was still alive. Because he'd be like 110 something. This was remade in like 1999 or something with really shitty visual effects, and the remake was terrible. Remakes of classic films usually are terrible. I really want to get rid of that loading bar. I don't know what the problem is. There we go. Loading bar's gone. But you fail. Gray, if you think for a moment that anybody this amazing and talented is in heaven of all places, we know where all the cool people go. Unless our kind has already taken heaven over. It's heaven because no one is there to watch him.
Well, where is everybody?
It isn't a very warm welcome, is it?
Only the ghosts in this house are glad we're here.
Well, at
Are we all
least
strangers
that
to
means
each other?
somebody's glad you're here.
Don't you two know each other?
I'm afraid I don't even know your name.
I'm Nora Manning.
Lance Schroeder.
Is Frederick Lauren a friend of yours?
I've heard of him, but I've never met him.
I work for one of his companies, but I've never seen him.
I've never met the man either. Just a phone call. Do you
It's
know
like
him?
you said, the cool people go to the other place.
Well, then you're the only one of us who does.
I don't know him. All the details about renting the house were done by mail.
He's quite wealthy, isn't he?
Millions.
And 5 wives, I believe.
4, I think, so far.
A $50,000 party for only 5 people is a little steep, even for a millionaire.
Well, if I were going to haunt anybody, this would certainly be the house I'd do it in.
Who closed the door?
It was the ghost! I've never met the man, but he's rich.
This thing's made of solid steel.
Exactly. Oh shit, falling chandelier trope. We're doomed. It's actually more fun to make to make fun of a good movie.
Annabelle. Our guests are here, unfortunately still alive. Is your face on yet?
Dust and dirt everywhere, and the water barely trickles. Couldn't you have had the place cleaned?
Atmosphere, darling. You know how ghosts are. They never tidy up. And that's a very fetching outfit, but hardly suitable for a party.
I'm not going to the party.
The spend-the-night ghost party was your idea, remember? Since it's going to cost me $50,000, I want you to have fun.
The party was my idea until you invited all the guests.
What's on with
We're only strangers. We're none of our friends.
Friends? Do we have any friends?
No, your jealousy took care of that.
I had a reason for inviting each guest. I wanted kind of a cross-section. From psychiatrist to typist, and from drunk to jet pilot. They share one thing. They all need money. Now let's see if they're brave enough to earn it.
And you call this a party?
Could be.
Why do you always do that? It spoils the champagne.
It might explode.
Never does.
Will you guarantee that?
That isn't funny, Frederick.
Make a good headline. Playboy kills wife with champagne cork. Will you join me?
No, thank you.
Just a sip might improve your humor.
My humor is fine, thanks. And I haven't poisoned it.
It's always good to know that. Have some. You'll enjoy the party more. Go on.
Yeah, but Gray was responding to him asking her if she had her face
Your
on
trust
yet.
is so touching. And I'm not going to the party.
Of all my wives, you're the least agreeable.
But still alive.
Would you go away for $1 million, tax-free? You want it all, don't you?
I deserve
Not
it
a
all.
gun. A champagne
Jealousy
bottle.
isn't tax-free. Your possessiveness is maddening.
If ever a man had grounds for divorce,
But can't prove them.
the time will come. You'll slip up one of these days.
Think so?
Also, as
I
far
live
as
long
Butt Spot goes,
You remember the
Butt
fun we
King
had
is
when you
totally going to
poisoned
be a
me?
Pathfinder character of mine someday.
Something you ate, the doctor said.
Yes. Arsenic on the rocks. Annabelle, you'd do it again if you thought you could get away with it, wouldn't you?
Darling, what makes you think that?
Because
Something
so would
about
I.
I hear that hanging is very uncomfortable, in case you get any more ideas. Now, don't let the ghosts and the ghouls disturb you, darling.
Darling, the only ghoul in the house is you.
And don't sit up all night thinking of ways to get rid of me. It makes wrinkles.
Because you're too nips.
This is what she used on my brother and her sister. Hacked them to pieces. We found parts of the bodies all over the house. In places you wouldn't think. The funny thing is the heads have never been found. Hands and feet and things like that. But no heads.
The wife, probably in a rage, threatened her husband with a knife and then, carried away by hysteria, took a swing at him and simply went on from there.
She certainly went on. How many people did she kill, Mr. Pritchard?
Only two. Her husband and her sister. No one else was here.
So there are two loose heads just floating around in here somewhere?
You can hear them at night. They whisper to each other and then cry.
Since our host isn't here, would anyone care to mix me a drink?
Certainly. What will you have?
Mix your own drink, bitch.
Good evening. I'm your host, Frederick Lauren. Since we're all strangers to each other, let's get acquainted with a drink, shall we?
Mr. Lauren, I advise you to call this party off now. The ghosts are already moving, and that's a bad sign.
Let me apologize for my wife. She'll join us later. What do you have?
Scotch and.
Doctor?
I'll have the same.
Now, before the party begins, let's go over the details. The caretakers will leave at
Remember, you
midnight,
can always take a
locking us
clip.
in here until they come back in the morning. Once the door is locked, there's no way out. The windows have bars that a jail would be proud of, and the only door to the outside locks like a vault. There's no electricity, no phone, no one within miles, so no way to call for help.
Like a coffin.
The days prior to cell phones.
So if any of you decide not to stay for the party, you must let me know before midnight. Of course, if you leave, I shan't be able to pay you anything.
I'm interested in your reasons for this, party. Aside from the pleasant company.
Ghosts, Doctor. I think everyone wonders what they would do if they saw a ghost. And now my wife has given us all the opportunity to find out.
Amusing. Ghosts, etc., being only creations of hysteria,
Your party should be a success.
That guy has a heart on
Richard
for death.
here
It's all
promises
music
us
and
genuine
stuff.
ghosts.
Yeah.
7 now. Maybe more before morning.
That's cheerful.
4 men have been murdered in this house. And 3 women.
You planned your party very well, Mr. Lauren. 4 of us are men, 3 are women. Well, a ghost for everybody.
Richard, why don't you take us
Ghost
on
for
a tour
everybody.
through the house and let's see what
You get a
happens.
ghost, and you get a ghost, and you get a ghost.
See that stain? Blood. A young girl was killed here. And whatever got her wasn't human.
One
Don't
family
stand
was
there.
murdered?
Where?
And maybe an emu?
It's too late. They've marked you.
Ridiculous.
She's
Room
just
probably
like,
leaks.
excuse me, bitch.
Who would want to haunt me?
Excuse
I would say
me.
any self-respecting male ghost.
I hope it doesn't come back.
I hate the sense of
Well, Mr. Pritchard, you're the life of the party.
He hasn't even started yet. Wasn't there a man who threw his wife into a wine vat or something?
That was in the cellar. There's been a murder almost every place in this house. All this belonged to a Mr. Norton, who didn't die here. He was electrocuted later.
I know that magisteria.
Mr. Norton did a good deal of experimenting with wines.
I just can.
But his wife didn't think it was
Did
any
he
good.
strawberry jam on the ceiling?
So he filled the vat with
I
acid.
don't pretend to
Threw her
understand
in.
ghost logic.
She was supposed to stay down. But the bones came up. It's a funny thing. But none of the murders here were just ordinary. Just shooting
Ah.
or stabbing. They've all been sort of wild, violent, and
You could have just called it get your own drink.
God, she didn't fall in.
You mean there's still acid in there?
And the waiting animation said learning calculus while loading the clip. Okay, now it makes sense. What is that?
Destroys everything with hair and flesh. Just leaves the bones.
Why is there a pool of acid in the floor?
My, it's dry and dusty down here.
Oh, there's a cure for that upstairs. Come on.
Who just leaves a pool of acid open like that? This whole film is about mob mentality when you watch it all the way through.
How'd you get invited to
I'm
this
not
party?
too surprised.
Oh. Oh, go on. I mean, what did he tell you?
Find the nerve of Twitch to claim that robots learning calculus to upload
Mr.
their
Lawrence
codes.
said everybody would get $10,000.
But he didn't say anything about being locked in.
No.
He just made a deal with me on the
That's
phone.
how the camel
Nothing
died,
about
the
having
acid
to
pool.
Aren't you going to stay?
If I don't, I lose $10,000.
I'm going to stay too. $10,000.
Yeah. You believe in ghosts?
I don't know.
Well, I agree with what that doc says. You can spook yourself. I've done it in planes. Seen things that weren't really there. Or were they? What are you going to do with your $10,000? If we get it.
What do you mean if we get it? Won't he pay us?
Yeah,
if
when
we
I
stay?
said there wasn't enough nip in the world for the last
10,000 is
movie,
no
it
more to
wasn't
him than a
necessarily a
nickel is us.
challenge.
We were in an automobile accident. Now I'm the only one in the family who can make any money.
The guests are here to
Boy, I've
spend the
never
night
seen
and
so
they get
many
$10,000 if they survive the night. Yep.
closet.
No problem. Just maybe don't have a little. Just maybe don't have any more for an hour or two. I'm actually not super nipped. I can't be because I'm the streamer. So I've had a little, but not enough to seriously affect me. Favorite Vincent Price film? I actually am enjoying it. Like I said earlier, sometimes it's more fun to make fun of good movies than bad ones. This is just gentle ribbing. You get what? Yours too, headset? Nice. No longer mad as Steve Smith. I'm confused, Magisteria.
Lance is gone, and there's a ghost.
See what I mean?
Please, come on.
Did she say Lance is gone? Gone where?
That ghost there was beautiful, especially for the time period.
We'll have to break it down. It's locked.
What?
You used to be mad at a comedian for trashing what you thought to be the best sci-fi movie of all time.
You all right? Nothing that money won't cure. I must have bumped my head.
And the only way you could bump your head in here is to run head on into the wall. You didn't do that, did you? Let's get a bandage on that.
Poking fun at good movies is hilarious. Yeah?
I wonder why
The two types of movies that it's fun to make fun of are good movies and movies that are so bad the only way to make them good is make fun of them. Unfortunately, the first one we watched tonight was neither. It was just plain bad. And I made a mistake with that one.
Nora, when you came in, you said something about a ghost.
There was something.
What did it look like?
Well, it was wearing a black thing that went all the way to the floor.
Weren't you a little frightened at the time?
Well, yes.
That, Mr. Loren, is hysteria.
Well, then, Doctor, how do you explain what happened to Lance? Was that hysteria, too?
You better get that checked in a day or so.
Thanks, Doc. Wait for me in the hall.
What did it look like? A ghost
The
dumbass?
ghosts are coming closer, Mr. Loren.
Laura, it's
You really
not
believe in
addressed
your
yet?
pet ghost, don't you, Pritchard?
Before the night's over, you will, too.
Would you like a drink, Lance?
No, thanks.
I'd like one. Scotch and.
I gotta send you a link later, Gray.
Mr. Loren,
There's a series
are
I
you really
think
going to pay
you'll
anyone who
enjoy.
stays all night?
Certainly. $10,000.
Will there be much red tape or delay?
In a hurry, dear?
Frankly, yes. Or frantically.
There you are, my dear.
Someone or something was in here when I came in. But where? And if the door was locked, how did it get out?
Automod
You
is
saw might have been
getting
a ghost,
kind
Laura, but
of
what was in here with me was no ghost.
strange.
I don't know. I was so scared.
It just told me held a message for a reason. So,
It sound different to you?
Yes.
they found the hollow wall. Those candles are dynamite they're holding there.
3, 6, 9, 12. 12 feet. Three, 6. Now, I'm going to knock on the other wall. When you hear me, you knock on this wall.
I mean, I know they're supposed to be candles.
Tap lower down.
These actors actually seem a little scared.
I saw it again.
If Maggie was less nipped up, they would enjoy the math in this film. Yeah.
Where'd it come from?
Automod's not
From in
self-aware,
here.
Maggie.
What if it ran out of here? I'd have seen it.
Lance, it
Now they
doesn't run,
debunked the
it
ghosts.
just floats.
Yeah, but why didn't I see it?
You don't believe me.
How can I?
I'm gonna pay attention now. Someone said math. Gray knows the magic word to get Magisteria's attention.
I'm Annabelle Lauren. You must be Miss Manning. I realize this is a very unusual and I'm afraid very dull
You just
party.
use math to attempt to
Wouldn't you
debunk
like to
the
freshen
ghosts.
up?
Yep.
This is your room. Depressing, isn't it?
I doubt if I'll spend much time here.
It's going to rain. Perfect atmosphere for my husband's party. Why did you come here?
You don't have a
He
cent
said
on
he'd give
you?
me $10,000.
Why did he pick you?
Confused?
I don't know. My supervisor just came and said I'd been invited.
How long have you known my husband?
I just met him tonight.
So? Why you?
You'll just have to watch the VOD later.
What were you doing wandering around by yourself?
Well, I was in the cellar with Lance, Mr. Schroeder, and I just left, that's all.
Don't do it again. Don't go anywhere in this house by yourself. Now fix your face and I'll come by for you in a few minutes.
But
You're in danger. We all are.
But who?
I hope for your sake you never
The
find
tension
her.
is thick. Yep. I can show Maggie a lot of things off stream, right?
I'm Annabelle Lauren. Were you looking for something?
Not exactly.
Are you the doctor?
No, I'm Lance Schroeder.
The clapping of the tension's
You
ass
hurt
cheeks.
Oh, it's just a bump on the head.
Don't go anywhere by yourself, cute Scooby-Doo theme.
Which is mine.
Yep.
I believe this is it.
Thank you, Mrs. Lauren.
Annabelle Lance. You were with the young girl in the cellar. Why was she so upset?
Was she?
And you don't look like the type to go around bumping his head. What really happened, Lance?
Well, Nora thought she saw a ghost, but I didn't see anything.
She was just frightened then.
And mad at me, I think. I kidded her about it.
I wouldn't joke about anything else that happens here tonight.
Now, don't tell me you're
You'll
taking all
make
this
the ghost
seriously.
mad.
Aren't you?
Well, I'd like to find out what hit me.
Lance. If I need help, may I count on you?
Sure.
After all, I'm
so.
not getting any help from my husband.
Look, what's going on here anyway? I mean, what is with this party bit?
This is no party. He's planning something.
Your husband?
I wish I knew what it was.
Must be pretty big if he's going to lay out 50,000.
The money doesn't mean anything.
Anyway.
He has a reason for getting us all up here to this dreadful old house.
Well, what for? He doesn't even know us.
Maybe that's exactly why you're here.
Well, what can he get away with?
Oh, he thinks that big money like his can get away with anything. You know, of course, that I'm his fourth wife.
Okay, so something of note here.
The first
Notice
simply
how he waited
disappeared.
for Annabelle to completely
The other
enter
two
the room
died.
before he did. That's the custom of
Lance,
the time. Men in the 40s or
I don't
60s
want to
didn't
join them.
immediately follow women in due to what it would have looked like.
You mean he,
Oh, his doctor said they died of heart attacks.
Thank you for the historical note.
2 girls in their 20s.
Well, what can he do?
My husband is sometimes insane with jealousy. Nothing matters to him then. Please be careful.
Would he hurt you?
He would kill me if he could.
Annabelle, you're missing all the fun. Nora Manning was almost killed
I'm
by
just
a
gonna
falling
pretend to brush my
chandelier.
hair
A pilot
here.
bashed his head in.
Is he badly hurt?
The Saturnine psychiatrist bandaged
Nobody
him.
was allowed to have sex, not even
Don't you want to
married
go and
couples.
console him, as you do most men?
Babies were delivered by the stork.
You're so clever, Frederick.
The custom startled
So I lie awake nights wondering why I married you. It was rather a mistake.
You didn't marry me, dear. I married you. Unpleasant, but no mistake.
Hurry up.
Frederick, for the last time, I'm not going to your party.
And for the last time, it's not my party, but yours. And you are going.
I am not.
You ready, dear?
No.
Are you ready, dear?
Yes, damn you.
Would you adore me as much if I were poor? No. All you
I'm
want to
not
be is
sure I
a
should be witnessing this.
It's almost time to lock up the house. And then your party will really begin. I wonder how it'll end.
Well, if that kinky shit I just saw there is any indication, I think I know how it's going to end.
It's close to midnight, Lance.
Okay. I'll be down in a minute.
For some people, that should just be the beginning of foreplay.
Who is it?
Your host, my dear. It's almost midnight, Nora. We're all going to get together down in the living room.
All right, Mr. Loin. I'll be right down.
Imagine working with Vincent Price and being there for that scene. Okay. Working with Vincent Price and being there for that scene. Imagine being the woman in that scene. I would not need to be touched to clean my panties. Just saying. Uh-huh. That's exactly the scene I'm talking about, Gray. Like I said, there would not need to be any further touching than the hair pulling in that scene. I'm just saying. And I don't think I'm the only one.
Come with us. Come with us before he kills you.
I thought as much, Gray. I thought as
Where's
much.
Laura? Miss Manning.
Don't want to stay here.
Nora, what happened? That's Jonas Slides and his wife. They've been caretakers here for years. She's blind, you know.
I'm not going to stay here.
Well, Doctor, it looks like we have a real case of hysteria on our hands.
I think she's just a little upset, not hysterical.
Good evening.
Hello, my dear. This is my wife. These are our guests. Ruth Bridges, Dr. Trent. You know Watson Pritchard, of course. Nora Manning, and this is Lance Schroeder.
And the only thought going through her head.
What about the 10,000?
I don't care.
Is
He wants
this
to kill
dress
me.
is getting ripped off?
Who
my
wants
girl.
to kill you?
I just know it.
Mr. Lawrence.
May I have your attention, please? I think you all remember the bargain we made about staying all night. $10,000 apiece. If any of you don't survive, $50,000 will be divided amongst the rest of you. If I should die, you will be paid by my estate. When the door is locked from the outside by the caretakers, we'll all be forced to stay in this house until morning. If any of you decide not to stay, you must leave with the caretakers now. You won't have a chance to change your minds later, because there'll be no way to get out.
I don't want to stay.
Wait.
$10,000 in that time would have been like $1 million in today's money. I know.
It isn't midnight yet. Who told them they could leave?
They never leave before midnight.
Well, they've gone now.
Tell you what, Vincent, keep the money. I want
was
you to
going
read
ask
this
you
book
whether
to
you
me,
wanted
and
to
that's
stay or
it.
not, but it seems that the caretakers have made the decision for you. We're all locked in now.
But I don't want to stay.
And I'm sorry, my dear, but it's too late now.
Darling, haven't you had enough of the silly game? Get some cars up here for these people and let them go home. But pay them first.
This is your party, remember? In spite of my wife's faith in my ability to do the impossible, we will all have to stay in this house until 8 o'clock in the morning. But we have some party favors for you in these
Yay,
little
party
corners.
favors! And coffin-shaped boxes, too.
This is my wife's
How
idea.
wonderful.
I must say, I think it's rather dangerous. I suppose you all know how to use one of these things, but in case you don't, you just press down on this lever with your thumb and then pull the trigger. You see, they're loaded.
These are no good against the dead, only the living.
Doctor? Lance? Nora?
Go ahead, take it.
Miss Bridges? And here's yours, dear.
I don't need it.
It was your idea. Who knows, you may want to use it on me before this night is over.
Throw these guns away. They won't do you any good.
I agree with Pritchard on that point. although not for the same reason.
Dr. Trent, don't you approve of our little party favors?
Suppose Nora had had a gun when she mistook
Doesn't
the blind
everybody
woman
have
for
an
a ghost.
asexual twin sister?
I don't think anyone else is going to walk around in total darkness.
Oh, I'm sure we're not going to go running around the house shooting each other, aren't you?
Who knows? Fear makes people do amazing things.
Mr. Pritchard, you said your sister-in-law killed a man and a woman here and cut them up? You said they found hands and feet, but they never found any heads.
Demisexual.
Would you like to see one of those heads?
True.
Would you all like to see one of those heads? Well then, just follow me.
But yes, your thirst works differently, and that's okay.
Darling, I really don't need this.
Just go look in my suitcase. Just go look. But it was in there. A woman's head.
Nora, I think you're a little upset. Would you care for a sedative?
Get out! Get out, all of you! All of you, get out of here and leave me alone! Just get out of here!
I mean, that's a valid reason to lose your mind at somebody.
You think it's all right to leave her by herself, Doctor?
I wish she'd taken the sedative.
Well, what do you suppose she thought she saw?
They're closing in on her.
Look, Doc, I think somebody ought to stay with her.
There could be 1 million people around her. But if they wanted her, they'd get her.
Is her name Nora or Laura?
What if he's right?
He's too drunk to know what he's talking about.
I wonder. I'll join you in a minute.
I think her name's Nora. Or Norma or something like that.
Do you think it would do any good if you went in and talked to her?
Well, do you think there really was a head in her suitcase?
I don't know.
A thing like that would put me right over the edge.
Look, would you sort of stay up here? I mean, in case she needs help.
Or as best as you can hear.
All right. I'll be in my room. Just call it.
Thanks.
Windows Captions keeps captioning it as Nora. Go get it, IMDb. Yes.
Are you sure there are only 7 people in this house?
Positive, except for the ghosts.
I don't believe in ghosts, nor in frightening women. In Nora's case, it's gone far enough. Perhaps too far.
What do you suggest we do about it, Doctor?
Don't frighten her anymore.
Nora? Nora?
Her name is Nora. Nora Manning.
Nora?
It lists skeleton as skeleton.
What do you know about this?
They've taken her.
Since we're on
In
the
a little
subject
while,
of
she'll be one of
nostalgic
them.
era members, check again when you can get it too.
Where's Nora? Where is she?
It's too late. It's too late. You'll never find her again.
Pritchard, if you know where she is, you better tell me now.
She's gone. She's gone with them. And there's nothing you can do about it.
I'm sorry, what the fuck was that noise? Oh shit, there's an ad. I'm gonna pause while the ad rolls. Sending you a message on Skype? Okay. I know you were engrossed in the movie, yeah. I paused while the ad was playing and took care of a message I had got on Skype at the same time. A certain style of execution. Yeah, I linked it earlier. They're open. Yeah, there's the link. Sorry, because of the bot problem, only moderators can add links right now. Okay, yeah, I know what you mean now. Alright, back to the movie.
Lay her down.
Well, this is unfortunate. Alright, see you soon, headset.
Nora?
She's dead, Mr. Lauren. Your wife hanged herself.
Suicide.
Don't you just love the internet sometimes?
Nora.
Please hide me. Please hide me.
What's the matter?
Hide me.
So sorry, who just died? It wasn't Nora that died?
He tried to kill me. He grabbed me and choked me and put me in that room. And then he went away and left me.
Who?
He thought I was dead.
Who?
Mr. Lord.
Are you sure about this?
I don't know. It was dark, but it must have been him.
Has anybody seen you since he left you?
I heard some people in that room, but I went by and nobody saw me.
Mrs. Lauren is dead.
Ah. Annabelle's dead.
Lauren said she committed
I wasn't
suicide.
expecting that.
But I think somebody killed her.
Him?
Storms in your area might be dropped. Yeah, we've actually got storms in our area too. It's been causing a little bit of an issue, but not too much. I think that's actually why I was sick earlier, at least partially.
I'm sure
weather-related
you've come to the same conclusion
migraines.
I have.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's all have a meeting, discuss what to do. The living room?
Okay, in a minute. I gotta go downstairs. Now, you lock yourself in here and don't let anybody know you're here. If he thinks you're dead, he won't come here. And I'll get back as soon as I can. You'll be all right. And if you have to, you use it.
Sneaky bass, don't be sneaky. There are actually 2 remakes of this.
So beautiful. So greedy. So cold. What are you doing in here? Wait. Don't wait. What do you mean coming in here?
I didn't want them to take her away.
You're drunk.
They will if you don't watch her.
You're drunk. All right, out with it, Bridget. Why did you come into this room?
I'm the only one who understands.
Understands what?
Your wife isn't there anymore. She's already joined them.
Bridget, I've had enough of your spook talk. Get out, you sot, and don't come back into this room again.
Leave me to be creepy over the corpse of my dead wife in peace. House on Haunted Hill and 1999 Still Haunted.
Where's what's-her-name?
2 in the same
No.
year.
I didn't disturb her since I don't think this concerns her.
No, you're right.
Mr. Lauren, isn't there some way we can get out of this house now?
No, none at all.
We could try breaking out.
The only door to the outside is made of steel. The bars of the windows are set in solid stone. We gotta stay.
I'm not afraid of your ghosts, Bridget. But I am afraid. When we came here a few hours ago, the only thing we had in common was the $10,000 we'd get. Now, however, we share something else. The death of Mrs. Lauren. So far tonight, one of us was almost killed by a falling chandelier. One of us was mysteriously slugged. One of us has been driven to the brink of absolute hysteria. And one of us is dead. Were these accidents? Suicide? And we must stay here for 6 more hours.
6 hours? 6 of us. Time enough.
Who'll be next? How will it happen?
Let me ask you a question, Doctor. You were the first one to see my wife there. Did you also see anything that she could have climbed up on and then jumped?
No.
Did any of you? There was nothing. How then did she get up there so high?
Exactly, Mr. Lauren. How? She couldn't have pulled herself up there. She couldn't have dropped from the ceiling. Do you think your wife killed herself?
No. She was murdered by one of you.
And
or you, Mr. Lauren.
You know exactly
To deliberately
who.
kill someone, you must have a reason.
We were all strangers to your wife. Only you had a motive for murder.
What husband hasn't at some time wanted to kill his wife? What husband hasn't had 1,000 opportunities to do it in such a way so that he'd never be suspected? I'm not such a fool as to hang my wife from a ceiling by a rope.
The fact remains that you, or one of us, murdered Mrs. Lauren. And that's a matter for the police.
So how do we get the police?
Told you earlier,
That's
it's
my
a
point.
blue LARP.
We can't until morning. What began as a silly party given by an eccentric has now involved us all in murder.
For once, Pritchard may be right. If another murder's in the works, let's stop it now.
Another murder.
Why not? Maybe one of us saw too much.
Why should even a millionaire want to give each of us $10,000 to spend one night in a gloomy old house? To see some ghosts, have a party? No.
Have you finished trying me, Doctor? And is the verdict guilty of murder?
Oh, this isn't getting us anywhere. Somebody killed Mrs. Lauren. We know that. One of us is guilty and the rest of us are innocent. Okay. Now, what we have to do for the next 6 hours is protect ourselves from each other.
You really think?
I don't think anything. I just know that I'm going to my room. And if anybody comes in, I'll shoot him. Or her.
And if we all stay in our rooms, we'll be safe. Because the innocent will have no reason to leave his room. And the guilty will admit his guilt if he or she does.
And we all have guns.
And we're all agreed?
Oh, I wish this night were over.
Rooms? Guns? I tell you, it doesn't make any difference. They aren't through with us yet.
What was unique about Tristeria?
What's the use of saying goodnight?
Haven't seen a truce hammered out that quick, you never. True.
Good night.
It's not about the truce, it's about the on-screen tension. Yeah, true.
Good night, Doctor.
break a lot of the glassware in this movie. I always recommend this movie for would-be World of Darkness players and storytellers. I think you see why not. Oh, I absolutely see why. I've been too invested for the last little while to even make fun of it. Somebody's cheating at the door, you know. Yeah. It's the strawberry jam again! Why do the ghosts insist on eating their toast on the ceiling? Damn it, that's what I forgot to get at the grocery store. I forgot to get jam. I reminded myself before I left we were out.
Nora, it's me, Lance. You okay?
Little known fact,
They've all gone to their rooms and locked themselves in.
Lance, I've been thinking. It was so dark down there. Maybe it wasn't Mr. Lord.
It was him, all right. He tried to kill you, and he did kill his wife.
We've got one more trip out to make this week. Don't
can you be
mattress
so
there
sure?
yet? I can always
She
stop
tried
and
to
get
warn
jam
me.
then.
Asked me to help her. The doc thinks he's going to try and kill one of us. Now, there must be a way out of this place, and I'm going to find it and get the police before he does.
I'm going with you.
What if he finds out you're alive? No, Nora. You're safer here than any place else. Now, just lock yourself in and keep quiet. If I find a way out, I'll come back and get you.
What are you doing? Just go back to your room. This all would have been just fine if everybody had actually gone to their rooms for the night. I can already see that from a mile away. I will look up the island of Dr. Moreau and see if it's in the public domain or not. Why is it always storm in these movies, though? Is that a nope rope? No, just a haunted rope. Oh god, it's a haunted doll. Really? That piece is really going to deal with a ghost. I know, right? Such a scary empty room. Scary piano. How did I know it was going to do that? I fucking knew it was going to do that.
An admission of guilt, Doctor?
Certainly not. There's either somebody else in this house or one of us has left his room. Did you hear anything?
Organ music?
That, and someone walking.
You got yours? Ready?
You look downstairs, and I'll look up here.
Why not together?
There may be only minutes, seconds left of someone's life. Why waste time?
Why do they always gotta do this? Welcome back, headset. Thanks for getting to that before I could.
It's almost over, darling. Every detail was perfect.
The heck?
What's happening?
We've done it. A perfect crime. Beautiful.
Has she killed him?
Not yet, but she will.
Get me out of this hanging harness. It's taking the girl so long. What time is it?
At first, I couldn't get Nora to want to protect herself with a gun. But after you appeared at the window, everything began to work just as we had planned. You were wonderful. Just the touch that finally drove her into complete hysteria.
It'll be worth all of our planning, darling. Where's Nora now? What's happening?
On her way to the cellar. So scared she'll shoot the first thing that moves.
And Frederick?
On his way to the cellar, too.
David, are you sure none of them will suspect us?
Of what? An hysterical girl accidentally shoots somebody? Who would suspect that we planned it that way, that we drove her to it?
What about my suicide?
But just a ghost party gag. We'll claim it was a dummy since I'm the only one who touched you.
And the caretakers?
Well, they had no idea what they were really doing.
What about Nora? She's not stupid, you know.
Darling, believe me, everything we've planned is working perfectly. Nora is sure Frederick
So
murdered
perfectly,
you.
it's
She
sure
thinks
to
Frederick attacked her
fail.
in the cellar, not me. And now Nora's almost out of her mind with fear. The heads, the music, you're hanging. I tell you, when Frederick walks in there, she'll shoot him.
It's taking too long. David, you ought to be there.
When you hear the shot, come down to the cellar.
stress really messes up the body. Yeah, it does. It does. By the estate, yep.
David?
He's gonna kill her too, isn't he? She's actually gonna die this time. That's what you get for being a greedy bitch. Don't get closer to it. Stall number 1.
At last you've got it all. Everything I have. Even my life. But you're not going to live to enjoy it. Come with me, murderess. Come with me.
was nominated for an Academy Award for this. Sadly, he lost out to Kneecap. The heck?
You two planned was indeed perfect. Only the victim is alive and the murderers are not. It's a pity you didn't know when you started your game of murder that I was playing too.
Oh, that was beautiful.
There must be some way to get in here.
Oh, it's right along here, somewhere.
Lance! I've shot Mr. Lorne. He's down in the wine cellar.
Calcium builds
I don't
strong bones,
think
ones that are strong enough to still push you in the acid bath. Yep. That's also top-notch wire work at a time when there was no way to remove wires from a shot. That too!
It's him. He's alive.
The amount of effort that was put into it shows.
You didn't shoot anyone, my dear. I loaded your gun with blanks. I can tell you all now. Trent and my wife were planning to kill me. They failed. Trent tried to throw me in the vat. My wife stumbled and fell. I'm ready for justice to decide if I'm innocent or guilty.
Now there are 9. There'll be more, many more. They're coming for me now. And then they'll come for you.
Wow. People always forget that Christ was a monster of a man in height, too. Yeah. Skeleton is credited in the actual movie credits. I loved that. That was freaking beautiful. Thank you for picking that one. That being said, it is time to go. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, most importantly of all, stay weird. We will do this again sometime. I promise we will. Here's our raid message. And let's see, who are we going to move off to today? Balance is live tonight. Let's send them some love. Oddly enough, Riff Tracks is on. Alright. See everybody tomorrow.